This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and the latest news from Alpena Community College with Dr. Olin Joynton. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first guest today is my friend Cindy Bauer from the American Red Cross. Hi, Cindy.
Hey, how are you?
Good. I know things are busy, hopping, and booming at the American Red Cross.
They always are, aren't they?
Yes.
We've got a lot of blood drives that are in our communities, just all across northern Michigan. We've had a rather light turnout during the summer. There was a lot of confusion regarding the work stoppage. And so as a result, a lot of people didn't know we were back to work and ready to rock. So this is just kind of a heads up. There are a lot of blood drives coming up within the next couple weeks. We've got the Lincoln Senior Center. They do one every other month during the even-numbered months on the third Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, so specific. And then we've got one in Gaylord at the E-Free Church for the people that are out in that neck of the woods, and that's going to be on Friday the 19th. The following week, we've got them all over. We've got them in Roscommon on Monday, Mayo Asabo High School. That is a scholarship drive, and so anybody that's out in that neck of the woods, if they're driving by, it's just really important that we help the students understand how important blood donation is, and also allow them the opportunity to earn some volunteer hours and red cords. Now, red cords are something that a lot of people don't know about, but they're a humanitarian cord. And for seniors who donate or volunteer 3 times or more during the course of their senior year, they get a red honor cord that they can wear at graduation, or different schools have different rules. Some of them allow them to wear them at baccalaureate. Some of them allow it to wear at graduation. Others say reserve it for very, very specific things. But just really kind of a cool way to honor and lift up those leaders who have taken it upon themselves to be good role models and show how important the safe and adequate blood supply is.
And studies show that when they start young, they're blood donors for life. They see how painless and easy it is and what a good thing they're doing, and they keep going.
Well, you know, I have a lot of people that have tattoos, and I ask them if they'd consider donating, and they're like, oh, I'm afraid of needles. And it's like, really? You know, how'd you get that tattoo? And they're like, well, it wasn't going right into a vein. But I've had a tattoo. I've had a tattoo removed, and I've also donated blood, and I can assure all of them that it is just so much more painless to donate blood and save 3 lives than it is to go through the tattoo or tattoo removal process. So just things to keep in mind. Out in Houghton Lake, we've got another scholarship drive on Wednesday the 24th, and then in Ossining, down at the First United Methodist Church on the 26th, we have a blood drive there.
Oh, very good.
So there's a lot of them just, you know, all across the community. St. Bernard's is going to be on the 29th of October, and they do just a phenomenal job over there as well. So just go to redcrossblood.org and key in your zip code, and it will bring up all of the blood drives. And if you want to, let's say you're traveling to Petoskey, just key in the zip code for Petoskey, and it'll bring up all the blood drives there. And just want to remind people that we have a frequency program going this year, and it is really important that if they donate 4 times or more, they get a gift to a local restaurant. So we've got different restaurants in our community that have stepped forward and said, you know, we'll give a free buffet, or we'll give a free sandwich or something along those lines. And
perfect.
Times being so lean, that's really helpful in allowing people to feel that their gift is really appreciated, not just by the person who's getting the blood, but also by the American Red Cross and other members of the community.
All right. And then you've done something to make your registration system a little more user-friendly.
Yes, we have. We're trying to automate more and more of our process in order to be able to streamline it. And so when people come in, if they haven't been in a while, they will see a PC right at registration. And it's just a matter of taking the mouse and pointing and clicking on either donor card, or if they don't have their donor card, the name. If they have their donor card, then the next step is actually scanning the barcode that is at the bottom of their donor card, and then they're automatically registered.
Oh, perfect.
Whereas if they don't have their donor card with them on a particular day, they just type in their first and last name and then hit submit, and they're registered. So it's just really, really a lot easier. They still have to read the book, and that's always the question. I've read this 22 times. Why do I need to read it again? Things change.
It jogs your memory.
Yeah, we're a transit society. We travel globally. And so a lot of times we might not even really think about a trip that we took to Mexico where we were on a boat, you know, or maybe a ruins that we traveled to. You know, it may have been like 8 months ago and it might not be in our immediate memory. And so what happens is the questions jog our memory.
Right.
And so all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, I did go to the Maya ruins, or I did get off the boat in Cancun. Believe it or not, Cancun is now a malaria risk area.
It is.
And, you know, not exactly sure how all that happens, but my understanding is that we have a lot of different people who travel on ships, you know, all the different ships, and so
all the
depending
different ports you go to.
Exactly. So a mosquito could get on at one port and get off at another one, and in the meantime infect 3 or 4 people.
Okay.
Malaria is passed by a mosquito who has bit someone who has malaria, and then they actually bite another person who doesn't have malaria, and so that's how it's transferred.
Oh, okay.
It can actually lay dormant in your bloodstream for 12 months.
Wow.
So it's really important that people be very honest about what they did when they were on their trip. If they went out of the outskirts of a particular city, make sure that when they're going through health history, people are aware of where they traveled and how they traveled.
And before you get there, make sure you bulk up. Make sure you do all those things you're supposed to do. Iron up.
That's it. Go online. You can find all sorts of sources of iron, whether it's raisins, red meat, you know, vegetables, lots of protein.
Orange juice.
Orange juice allows your body to just more efficiently process the iron that's coming in. Also hydration.
Yes.
It's so important. You wouldn't take a vacation to a tropical spot without your bathing suit. You should never go into a blood donation drive not hydrated. So just things that are going to make it easier on your body. Eat an iron-rich meal. Don't eat a lot of fatty foods the day before. Drinking lots and lots of water, also lots of orange juice. We sometimes forget about some of the other things that the American Red Cross does too. And so I want to take this time to thank all of our...
2 minutes.
All right. I want to thank all our men and women in arms.
Yes.
And want to let the families know that if they ever need support from the American Red Cross while their family members deployed, 1-800-RED-CROSS is the number. Let them know what the situation is, whether it's you need that person home because a loved one is getting ready to move on, or whether it's the birth of a baby, or whether it's maybe they need a baby seat and they don't have the resources to actually buy a child seat for their back seat of their car. Those are the kinds of things that the American Red Cross can help out with. So just want to make sure that we're highlighting that. Also home fires. As we're moving into winter, you know, be prepared, clean out all of the vents from your dryers and things like that, and then have a plan for you and your family to evacuate your house, hard time talking today, and get to a place of safety. Always have a spot where you plan to meet.
Yes.
And just, you know, kind of know the rules of safety and fire in a house, putting something by the base of the door so that smoke doesn't come in. Going through a window with a blanket over your head and bust through the window, and work with your kids on all these different things to keep them safe.
Please do, please do. We don't want to have any sad stories. I want to thank you very much for being here. I look forward to talking to you next month. And
you got it.
I would like to encourage everyone to give you a call about blood drives. If you can't be a donor, you can be a volunteer. There's so many fun things to do.
Absolutely.
Chance to get out, meet some good people, and still be helpful in your community. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll be right back with some information regarding The King and I at Alpena Civic Theater following these messages. Welcome back. My next two guests are Chip Laveley and Jennifer Hasso. We're here to talk about The King and I. The King and I at Alpena Civic Theater. That is a major production.
It is. It is. It's one of Rodgers and Hammerstein's biggest shows. You know, with a lot of people in the cast, a lot of children in the cast.
Oh, yes.
And Jennifer is my Anna.
She's the lead.
Mrs. Anna, you know.
Mrs. Anna.
And her husband, Tony, is the king.
Oh, my goodness, how exciting.
Very.
Oh, what a wonderful role. And as you said, you two, it's your 10th anniversary. 10 years ago, you acted together for the first time.
It is.
Yeah, we did. And she's played my daughter before, too.
I have.
Okay.
10 years ago, in
10
fact.
years ago. I came into town from California to do 3 shows at Thunder Bay Theater, and that turned into 11 shows in 11 months.
Yeah.
And then I got married a local, and left town, came back, stepped away from the theater, had 2 children, and this is the first large role that I have done pretty much since then.
Well, Tony was her leading man, and she
That's
loved
right.
me.
Yeah.
And
Oh, is
from
that how you 2 met? Ooh,
And they
yeah, that
married.
gives me goosebumps.
Yeah, really. They were wonderful together, and they're wonderful together again.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
So do you have the wonderful costumes and all the stuff? Oh,
Chip has outdone himself with the costumes, the colors, the beauty of everything, the set and everything put together. It's lovely.
oh,
Theater
Yeah.
goers will enjoy the colors and the cultural dresses. They're beautiful.
and what is your favorite song you get to sing?
Ooh, my favorite. I think I like them all. Shall We Dance right at this very moment is really touching my heart. So at different moments, I have different places throughout the show that on different nights I feel differently. So this moment, it's been Shall We Dance the last couple days. Maybe
I love
when
that
you come
song.
see the show, it'll be a different one. But
So Chip, how do you bring such a huge show to a stage in a local theater?
Well, you know, and this is a challenge because ACT has a smaller stage than Thunder Bay Theater. But I'm lucky that I have a vision of how I see the show well before we start. And I do my own sets. So this time around we tried to make it, there's a lot of blues and golds, and the floor is black marbled with the gold on it, and it's really lovely. And her costume, she has 5 gowns, and we copied some from the film. So people who've seen the movie with Deborah Carr and
Yes.
Yul Brynner will probably recognize some of the look. She and Tony are marvelous together, really marvelous together. You know, Karen Thompson's in the show.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, she's the diva of Alpina, and she does a beautiful
Oh, she
job on
does.
Something Wonderful.
Oh.
She plays the head wife, and she and I have worked together a lot, Karen and I.
Yes, you have.
And we have that rapport and so Tony and Jen
this is
have
also
that
10
same
year
thing.
Karen was in my first show when I did Cinderella here 10 years
okay.
ago.
Yeah, she played the fairy godmother.
And Chip has done a good job, because you ask how such a big production can fit the stage. He's done a good job of not overdoing things, not too many props, not too many things to have to deal with. We've kept it somewhat minimal so that the actors can do their job and not have a lot of things to try to step over. And,
But they have a
and mess
set
with.
that
But
really
enough that
supports
works.
them.
It does.
And it's really lovely. I think the audience is going to love this set.
So who are some of the other major roles being played by?
We have
Ed Scott is doing the Crolla Home,
Oh, okay.
and we have
Ashley Timarek is Tuptim.
Okay.
Jeff, I don't know his last name.
he's in there somewhere.
Jeff is Luntha.
Lunta, her lover.
Kuznicki.
Kuznicki, yeah. And Nancy Mead was my set artist. I have to give her credit. She did some beautiful work for me on this
she's
set.
a wonderful
yeah,
artist.
She's a wonderful artist.
Yes, she is.
And Jackie,
Jackie Grolke, our stage manager, she is wonderful.
she's an English lady.
She is.
And she's helped Jennifer with her accent a little bit.
Yay.
And
We've got some children too.
yeah, we've got several children in this show, and wives for the
Okay.
king.
Oh,
extra.
sure.
And we tried to dress them. I got the materials from China and from Thailand in order to build them,
did?
so they're really beautiful costumes.
They really are.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, it's going to be a feast for the eyes.
Oh,
And Bunny
wonderful.
Lyons this is her first time as musical director at our theater. She's always been at Thunder Bay
Yes.
Theater. And she and Marianne
Hubbard.
Hubbard
yes.
Will be playing.
that.
Oh,
And,
wonderful.
yeah, I'm very excited about it. We have Donna.
Scott.
Donna and Scott are my assistant directors. Donna is also a musician unto herself and a singer, and she's been very, very helpful, and Scott too.
Well, I know that it's going to be wonderful because that's what you folks do. Now, do you think you're going to hold it over, or is it going to just be...
You know, the policy over at ACT is if enough people want to come back, we hold them over. And we're thinking this is a Rodgers and Hammerstein musical, you know, and it's our fall musical that opens our season. And everyone seemed to be very excited about it. Everyone seems to be very excited about it. I'm excited to see it myself, you know, and to be able to sit in the audience and watch.
Oh, yes.
You know, I've worked so closely with each of the performers that it's time for me to step back and just take a really good look and enjoy myself.
Watch it come to life.
Oh, yes. Well, I've seen Jennifer on stage, and I've heard her sing, so I know that part's going to be wonderful. And I've known Tony for a long time, so and I know the chemistry, so I'm sure that's going to be just absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, and he looks great on stage.
Oh, I bet he does.
He looks great on stage. We copied some of the Old-Brenner's costumes for him, and they're just, really, it's going to be a wonderful time for everybody.
Okay, when can we come to see it?
It opens on the 17th of October, the Wednesday. It will play Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and a Saturday matinee at 2:30, 7:30 performance.
Saturday evening, Sunday matinee.
Sunday matinee,
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Saturday evening, Sunday matinee at 2:30.
2:30, okay.
And then the following week, the same
I
thing.
think the Sunday matinee is at 2 p.m.
Is it?
Yeah, that's
That's what it says there?
It's what it
That's what
says
we
in the
have here.
Alpena News. So
Alpena,
so-
says in the Alpena News, it's got to be true.
it's got to
So
be true.
I believe we have Wednesday through Saturday at 7:30 p.m., Sunday at 2 p.m.
Okay.
Correct.
And when you call to make reservations,
Just
ask to be
ask.
sure.
And that's one thing we need to let people know. Call to make your reservations, because if you don't, you're not going to get to sit together as a group, or you're
And
not
it
going
may
to
be
get
sold
seats.
out
Yes, because
the
it will
evening
sell
that
out.
you want.
Musicals in Alpena always sell out.
Would you like a phone number?
Yes, we would.
I have it for you, 354-3624.
Okay.
Great.
Folks want to make reservations.
So it's the 2 weeks, and then if we have enough people that want to come back, we may be holding over the following Friday, Saturday, and Sunday matinee.
And then what is your next production going to be?
It's a comedy.
Okay.
It's a sequel to Hallelujah Girls.
Oh, okay.
And Grace Morrison's going to be directing it.
Oh, so it'll be good.
And then after that, we have another comedy,
Oh, yay.
Which is-
Get through the winter blahs with the comedy at ACT.
Sex Please, verse 60.
Oh, yes, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, it's going to be a really fun show, It's both comedies have older citizens in them.
Okay.
So I think, you know, our community can relate. And then we're closing our season with another big, full-blown musical. You know what it is?
Kiss Me, Kate.
Kiss Me, Kate.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, and Jay Kettler will be directing that.
And we just want to, we don't have enough time to say briefly that if you're interested in being in theater as a volunteer on stage, you have a painless, wonderful chance for people who've never been on the stage before to try out, and come and try it out if it's something you want to do, or be behind the scenes. We always
Behind
need
the
help.
scenes. Yeah, and also usher. You can even usher for us.
Definitely, and you get to see the show for free.
That's right, you get to see the show for free.
Thank you both very much for being here, and I look so forward to seeing it. I know it's going to be wonderful.
It's wonderful seeing you, Nancy.
Thank you. Please stay tuned for Dr. Olin Joynton following these messages.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Talk of the Town. I'm Olin Joynton, president of Alpena Community College, and my guest this morning, Ashley Maurer, second semester student at ACC. Welcome to the show, Ashley.
Thank you.
Well, I appreciate your being here. How about, as we start out today, giving the audience a little bit of information about how you came to ACC, what got you motivated to enroll?
Well, I was thinking about it for a while, going to ACC, and I kept hearing on the radio, hearing the promotions of, come to ACC, and I've always wanted to be a veterinarian since I was in second grade, and I used to raise animals all the time. So basically, I heard that, and I wasn't sure how to get about going there because I didn't really have the money or the time to go there, so I just decided to go in and see what everybody could do for me to help me
You
out.
walked through the door and asked for
Yep.
some help. That was good.
Yeah.
And here you are in your second semester.
Yep.
Well, that's really great that you had a vision going back to second grade of what you wanted to do in life, and then found the right circumstances for coming through the door. And how was the response of the ACC staff when you asked questions about how we can make this work?
Oh, everybody was so helpful and so kind. It was just unbelievable. I've never ran into nicer staff.
Mike Colleen, I bet you talked to him.
Yep, I did.
And then Rob Bruce, our financial aid director, and his technician, Mark Bynes. I always like to tell people there's really no excuse for not coming to ACC, and we'll try to find a way to make it work. And it turns out that just taking that first step in learning about the opportunities and the programs of assistance available is most of what gets people through the completion process of actually starting the classes there.
Yes.
So I'm very proud of the staff and very glad to hear another good report about their service to you. And so you enrolled in one of our programs, pre-veterinary medicine, where at ACC you can get some of the fundamentals that would transfer then to a university for a bachelor's degree, and then on to the professional studies to become a veterinarian. So you've got a progression in front of you that you've already gotten well into.
Yes.
Any outstanding instructors that you might wish to mention? And
I would. Mr. Sumricks and Mr. Husingay, they've helped me a lot. They're chemistry teachers, and they know what they're doing.
I guess if you're going to be a veterinarian, you have to know a little bit about chemistry and
oh yes,
and probably some biology courses that would be in your future as well.
Dr. Hoppy, I have her right now. She is excellent. As far as making sure you know what you do too. So.
Well, I like to ask students about professors that are doing a really good job, and I often hear the names of the ones that you mentioned, so congratulations to them. And that's really one of the outstanding features of ACC, the interaction between the instructors and the students. It's individualized. They teach at a community college because they're interested in your success and those of your fellow students. Over the years as I've worked in community colleges, I've seen that again and again be a big part of the value of why we're here and what we're here to accomplish. So that's great to hear. Now, in addition to your regular courses, you got some assistance from the Student Support Services program at ACC, which in many cases provides a little bit of extra help or maybe some problem solving for students to deal with issues that might otherwise distract them from their studies. And to focus in a little bit, I heard a great story and read a great thank you note that you wrote to Sarah Burt, one of our technicians in that program, about the topic of financial literacy.
Yes.
Financial literacy, what is that all about?
Financial literacy was a 5-day course that we took, basically teaching you how to manage your money and go about it in a good way without credit cards or any of that stuff. You don't really need a credit score to actually be able to purchase things, and because otherwise that just puts you in debt. All the credit cards and stuff would build up with an accumulative rate of what you're going to pay, like an interest rate where you have to pay on it, which in the long run makes you pay more for the one object than if you would have just saved the money yourself and outright bought it. I was in debt when I went into the literacy program. I had a bad past, and it kind of made me I had to take a couple of different steps than what they taught me, because I didn't start out at zero. I started out at negative, and it kind of helped me go through the snowball. It was a snowball debt thing where you basically pay off your smallest bill while paying a little bit on your other bills, and slowly reducing them down to absolutely nothing. And I'm about halfway back to the flat line zero, so that way I can make a better life for myself.
Well, that's great to hear. And so the course was taught by Sarah Bird and just walked you through steps to take to repair the damage, so to speak, and get back to a position of not having to worry about the debts that were piled up at very high interest rates. There's nothing wrong with credit or credit cards as long as those things are used very carefully. But so many people get sucked into a situation where it seems like magic. You can get something now without having to pay for it, and then when that bill comes due, you can sign up for another credit card to pay off that credit card,
And before you know
but
it, you're in a
eventually-
world of trouble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and in some cases, a spouse will be doing those things, and you're not even aware of it. And so the point is, I think it's really great that ACC offers assistance for people in that situation, but also that you took the step again and avail yourself of that assistance, and now you're much better off.
Yeah, without that, I really wouldn't know what to do. I actually didn't know what to do. And when Sarah Burt had mentioned financial literacy to me, she didn't even know where I was sitting and with my financial.
So the message, I guess, for the audience would be, come to ACC and you'll not only get the credits that you need to lead to a great career, but you'll get some extra stuff that's extremely important as well.
Absolutely.
So thank you very much for being on the program this morning and testifying about your experience, and I hope that others will follow your example.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
This has been Talk of the Town with Nancy Smitham and Dr. Olin Joynton. For a list of events taking place in Northeast Michigan, visit our website at WBKB11.com and click on Community. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.